Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's card that I've made is the large die of the month from Spellbinders. This is for February and this butterfly is absolutely gorgeous. There's 4 parts to the die on the butterfly, but today I only used 3. So I'm just going to get my paper trimmed up to be able to run these dies through my die cut machine. And you can see off to the side there, those butterfly dies. Like I said, there's 4 dies total. I used 3. The very last die is would be a really thin frame that would go on the very top of this very last die once I put this together. So I'm just going to run these through my die cut machine. I am using Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110 pound cardstock to die cut these dies. You can see this die right here that I'm running through the machine. Just cut out the centers. Then you take the other outside piece and line it up and then run it through again. Or you could do it in reverse. Either way, it's going to work just fine. So I really, really love this butterfly die. Number one, it's a really good size, so it can be center stage on your card, which is how I have it this time. And I love when you put together the layers that you see the other layers underneath. I mean, it really is a smart die, and I think it's really a good one that can be used for any type of card, for any type of occasion, which I think when you can get things like that in your collection, it's really good. So here I'm using the Spellbinders Tool-in-One and just popping out all the centers using that little roly thing, which is fantastic. So now you're going to see how these 3 go together. You've got your solid piece, you've got your next piece, and your top. And then again, if you use the 4th one, it would be a little bit of a smaller frame, but then they all line up. And even if you left this all white, it really would be a beautiful piece to put on your card. But that is not what we are doing today. So I'm going to be using embossing inks, and I'm using Simon Says Stamp Clear ink. And this first color, I am inking up the back of this, the very last full piece of butterfly, if that makes sense. And I am using Ranger's Rose Quartz embossing powder. And I'm just sprinkling that on, and then I'm gonna move it to the side. I really like Tim Holtz Glass Media Mat for this because when you heat emboss on the glass, it works great. On his little mat here, you can just ink everything up, wipe it off. I mean, I love this thing. I can't say enough. Now this is Recollections Vintage Mint, and when I was putting the supplies down in the description below here on YouTube, I could not find this, so I looked up something that was comparable and gave you that to find. And then the very last one I am inking up in Simon Says Stamp Ultra Fine Antique Gold. And these are just going to be layered and they come together so beautiful. So I'm just holding it down with the tip of my Tool-in-One, and then I'm heating it up on this glass mat. Like I said, this is what I love because you can just hold things down, especially stuff like this that you emboss all of. I swear every time I hold it with a tweezer, I get some of my embossing powder off. So this worked out good. So we're just going to heat all of those up. I love this vintage mint, this kind of minty teal, aquamarine, whatever you want to call it. It's one of my most favorite colors, and I love how it comes together on here. And we're going to finish up with the gold, and then we're going to adhere all of these together. And I'm going to be using Ranger Multimedia Matte glue because I think a liquid glue works really good because you're sticking it to your embossing powder. And you could probably use a score tape. I think that would probably work well too. I don't feel like a tape runner would work super good to hold it together. So adhering all of those down, and I'm really just was kind of adhering in the center. So now I'm going to cut out the base And the first card that I cut out was from Lawn Fawn, the small stitched rectangle, and the second one is from their large stitched rectangle stackables. So I need 2 of those cut out, and I'm taking the large stitched rectangle one that I cut out and inking up the edges because I wanted to have a matching gold paper. So I'm inking it up with the clear ink from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be embossing that with the ultra fine antique gold, also from Simon Says Stamp. So I just ran my ink over the edges, dumped this on, and we were ready to go. And it does not have to be neat, you guys, because you are not going to see the center. I just wanted to make sure I got enough on the inside. And I love how the gold looks when it gets heated. Oh, it just is so beautiful. So let that dry for a second after you heat it up. And then now I'm going to do my sentiment. And this is from Technique Tuesday. It's called Faith Opens the Door. But you really could use any sentiment for this. And I'm doing a repeating sentiment. But I'm also going to be masking off part of it because I just wanted it to say the word pray 3 times. But like I said, you could do this with any sentiment that you have. It would work perfect. That's why this is a great card for any occasion. So inking that up, removing the mask, and I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to be doing that 3 times. Make sure you clean your stamp really good before you move it. Just lining that up again above it, above the first stamped sentiment. Sorry, my head is in the way, you guys. I'm going to remask the bottom and ink that up again. I think this would be great for birthday cards. Thank you would be darling, of course. Even a sympathy card, this would be a very good card for that. Excuse me. So here I'm getting the last one done. This would also be pretty. You could do this in different colored inks for the sentiments. It wouldn't have to just be one color. I did one color on this because I wanted my butterfly to be center stage. So now I'm taking the small stitched rectangle stackable that we did the sentiment on, popped that up on foam tape, laid out all my sequins and my butterfly. I'm adhering that down with my liquid glue, and then I'm going to adhere down all my little sequins. And I've got some golds and some pinks and some turquoise to match that butterfly. Just kind of spreading all of those around everywhere. And then I'm going to be doing Nuvo Crystal Drops in pale gold and adding a few little, embellishing the card a little bit with those. And this card really is super simple to put together. So finishing those up, and this card is going to be all finished. I really love how this turned out. Oh, I've got to attach it to my base. Excuse me, sorry, a little ahead of myself here. A2 size card. Now we're done. Super simple, really quite stunning, I think. That butterfly is center stage, which is what I really, really wanted. So beautiful. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching my channel. If you like what you've seen, please thumbs up and subscribe. All the supplies that I used are listed in the description below. Thank you for your support. You guys bless me every single day, and I will be back here really soon. Thanks, and have a great day.